What is up, ladies and gentlemen? We are live. I just wanted to come to you and first of all say happy Saturday. It's a wonderful Saturday. As you can see, I'm chilling, relaxing, as you can see with my beautiful, beautiful background here. But I had to have a little bit of fun. But first of all, just wanted to kind of say welcome to my live. Please make sure you like, comment, and as well as share if you get value, because here's one of the things that I know is that sometimes you may not get value, or I hope you do, but somebody that you know, somebody in your network may get great value, and they'll thank you for sharing this with them. So make sure you like, comment, as well as, of course, do me the favor of sharing. So what I'm going to talk about today, I'm sure you can see from the title, is do you want more signups? Are you into getting more signups, right? Are you into that? So I wanted to talk to a little bit today, maybe spend 5-10 minutes just talking about how to get more signups, because I'm sure you've heard in the industry, the fortune is in the follow-up, right? There's just something I think about that I know we're all familiar with is the dentist office, for example. When we go to the dentist office, one of the things that dentists understand, doctors' offices understand is something I learned from Hope and Bugs, BAM FAM, book a meeting from a meeting, right? It's always about the next exposure. It's always about that next meeting. So one of the reasons why when you go to the dentist's office, they want to set that next appointment before you leave. When you go to the doctor's office, they want to set that next follow-up appointment before you leave. Especially the dentist's office, right? Even if you're a perfect bill of health, they still want you to do cleaning so they can check your teeth, check for cavities, things of that nature. And if you were to leave out of there, what happens most times is people forget to set the appointment. People don't set the appointment. What does that mean? Less money for the dentist's office. So think about that follow-up process to where they're booking a meeting from a meeting, right? That's like a follow-up. People tend to get started in your business or get started with what you're doing within 7 to 10 exposures, right? If you're really, really good, maybe a few less, but on average, 7 to 10 exposures. So most people aren't going to sign up the first time you expose them. So the first tip I want to give you today in value is BAM FAM everybody. Book a meeting from a meeting. When you get done talking with the prospect, follow-up is key, right? But when you get done talking with the prospect, the one thing you got to make sure that you do is you got to make sure that you're setting up that next exposure. Hey, that next conversation you're going to have with them, that next Zoom, that next phone call, that next Facebook chat. You want to make sure that you're doing everything you can to continue to set up exposures. Hey, maybe the next time you talk to them, you're going to set up a call that your team is having, or maybe a webinar that your team is having. It's very important that you kind of book a meeting from a meeting. And that is a very good piece of value just right there. Don't just send them a video, right? Send them a presentation or have them jump on a Zoom and have no follow-up and have no next time the expectation for them to know that you're going to speak with them and kind of have some dialogue with them and answer questions. Always book it. And if maybe they watch the Zoom and they're not interested quite yet, okay, well, next time set them up with a call. Hey, there's a call on Thursday. Are you available? Yeah, you're available. Okay, great. I'll send you the call information. And then after the call, I'll give you reach out to you on Facebook chat to see if you're available right after. How's that sound? Okay, great. Okay, they don't get started on that call. Hey, your team's having a webinar next week. Set them up on that webinar. Excuse me. That's another exposure. So not only are you giving them multiple exposures, but you're staying front of mind, your opportunity, what you're doing. Maybe as you're exposing them, you could share some success stories that your team is having, right? These are all exposures. Number one, letting them know that you're serious. You're right. You're still grinding with the opportunity. You're serious and you're staying consistent and you're not forcing them. You're not pushing them. You're not harassing them. You're not saying, hey, get started now. You're letting them get started when they're ready. So it's very, very important with that process. But here's something that I'm going to share with you that is just phenomenal, okay, is that a tool that I use. Now, I started to use this like a year ago, right, a couple years ago, I think. And I didn't use it like I knew I should because I didn't really believe that it made a difference. But recently, I've started to really use it and plug in, and the results are phenomenal, okay? So I'm going to give you a tool that I use to help me with follow-up because a big problem that people have, they write it down and they lose the piece of paper, or they're trying to follow up and they can't keep track. They lose this paper, or they have it maybe on a notepad on a computer. They accidentally close it and didn't save it, and whatever the case may be. So this is a good way to not only keep a track of the prospects that you want to peak, but keep a track of the prospects that said, hey, yes, I want more information. And it's an easy way, pretty cool way to move them from one step to another. So when you go to in follow-up mode, you'll know exactly where they are in the process. So I'm gonna spend just a couple minutes going on over this great tool. And if you have any more questions, you can definitely reach out to me, and maybe I can go in more in depth in how I'm using it for my opportunity and some of the other more detailed and advanced stuff that I'm doing as well. That's allowing me to get more sales and how you could as well. So with that said, I'm gonna kind of jump right into it, right? So here we go. The name of the tool that I use, rather, right, is called Trello. Trello. If some of you, I'm sure, have heard of it, Trello has such phenomenal capabilities. I'm talking about you can utilize Trello for if a lead were to come into your system, into your follow-up system, that lead, or maybe you have a phone call. Maybe you have an opportunity where people can call in and get more information and leave a voicemail, right? I have different methods that fall in line with that. People can call in, and you can set up a process to where that call comes into here with that voice message, and then you can have Trello have their name, some pertinent information about that prospect, and then you can go through a follow-up process from there. So it's pretty cool. But let's go to Trello. First, let me go to this page. All Trello is, it lets you work more collaboratively and get more done, right? So businesses use this, teams use this, because you have the ability to collab, give other people access to the same, what's called a board, which I'm about to show you. And then people have the ability to, you can move stuff on the board. One person, when they get something done, they can make a change to the board, or it's a great way to collab. But it's also a great tool for you to use in follow-up. Let me show you how. So this is a demo, okay? So you're gonna create a free account. It's free to use Trello. I think they do have some paid stuff, but I used a free one. It is free to use Trello. You set up a brand new board, very self-explanatory. You just hit new board, right? It's gonna be a little plus mark, all right? And when you do that, it's going to be empty like this, all right? You can actually pretty cool change this background as well. If you want to change the background, it's just up in the settings here. You can change the background right here just by going into settings. So I could change that background to anything that I wanted to, change the background to. If I want this look, I can change the background to whatever it is that I like. That's pretty cool. So as you're coming and saying it's every single day, because you should be following up every single day, it's pretty cool how you can change the look that you're given and have the ability to truly, make it fresh as you are exposed to this every day. Okay, so let's get to work, right? We're not just here to play with backgrounds. So here's what you do. The first thing you do, so you have this board. This is your board, right? It's a blank board, nothing going on, right? But here's the next thing that you can do with it. Now you want to create what's called a list. Okay, so I'm going to create a list called peak. All right, so these may be people that I want to peak, and I hit add list. Maybe these are people that I want to peak that I haven't reached out to yet, right? People, maybe they're on my chicken list, so I haven't necessarily reached out quite yet. So these are people that I want to peak. Okay. Next, let's do set presentation. And you can change these and name them whatever you want. I'm just kind of going off the fly. If I could spell. Sent presentation. So we can go ahead and add that list. Sent presentation. Okay? So that can be, as you can see, sent presentation. That's another board. And then, okay, so I sent them the presentation. So that lets me know I need to follow up with them. And then maybe they decided to, maybe they said no. So I make a list that says no. And I can just press enter to go to the next card, or I can click add list. Maybe, I don't know. So they said maybe they signed up. Maybe they, getting started. I always have one because there's people that look to get started, but they may be waiting for a payday. Getting started at future date. Okay, so that's another one. So now that you have these different categories, these are all the ones I'm going to do right now for sake of time. Now you have these different categories. Now you can make cards with people. So let's say this is Tom. Let's say this is Cindy. Let's say this is Lisa. Let's say this is Lindsay. Let's say this is Aaron. Let's say this is Bob. Let's say this is Arnold. So these are people that I can put the last name. I can put whatever I want in there. I can put whatever. It's not limited. So I can go in here and put Cindy from Cindy, my kid's teacher. I don't know. This is an example, right? I can put whatever I want to put there just so I know who they are. I can put a phone number in there. I can do whatever I want, right? So let's say, for example, there's people that aren't on my peak list. Maybe I reach out to somebody on Facebook and I piqued their interest. They saw one of my posts and they said, hey, can I get more information on your business? I can come right in here and say, Alex from Facebook, right? And the way I'll do it is I'll do Alex and I'll put Facebook and I'll put the last name too. Obviously, there's no last name now. And then I'll just put their name there. And see, I know that I sent Alex a presentation. Now, one of the things I want you to know is when you click on that card, right here, there's an auditing tool, right? So it shows you when you add it. You can also add some notes within here. You can, if you want to maybe follow up by a certain time, you can set a due date. So if I sent them the presentation, if I want to follow up tomorrow, if we agreed to follow up tomorrow at a certain time, right? I can put a due date. I can put, Trello has an app that you can put on your phone. So really what can happen is you can also have the ability to have Trello be on your phone, and it'll give you that alert on your phone as well as on your computer. So there's a lot of different stuff you can do with this, right? And every change that you make is always audited, right? It kind of shows the different changes that you made. So Alex, I sent the presentation, right? So if he's in this category, I know that I sent him a presentation, I need to follow up. I can set a due date, or every day when I follow up, I just have a list of people. Okay, Lisa, I piqued her, boom. I sent her a presentation. I sent Lisa a presentation, boom. I can just drag it. All I'm doing is clicking and dragging. And with your phone, you can just push your finger on it on your phone and just slide it over. I'll actually do a demo for the phone later. I probably could have done it at the same time here, but didn't get that set up today. Aaron, boom. I sent him the presentation, boom. So now I have a list of peak. I know everybody that's in this category are people I need to peak. I need to see if they're open, see what they're up to, see if they're open to an opportunity, right? On top of what they're already doing. These people right here, I already know I've sent the presentation to. They need to be followed up with. I can set a due date if I want. Let me just do a due date. Let's say, boom, I need to follow up with Alex. I need to follow up tomorrow, tomorrow, Sunday, at 6:10, because he said about 6 o'clock. So I said, I'll call you a little after 6. He said he'll be home by 6. So 6:10. And the reminder can be at the time, 5 minutes before. Let's do 5 minutes before. And then I'll hit save, right? And then it says tomorrow, 6:10, due soon, right? Remember I said it audits. It shows everything in here. Now, when I close that, you can see that this has a follow-up time of May 3rd. So it'll remind me, right? My grand screen's going up a little bit, but it'll remind me to make sure that I follow up on May 3rd. And if I have the app, it'll ding me on the app and let me know, hey, you need to follow up, okay? And then let's say I followed up with Alex. And he said, yes, I'm getting started. I'm signing up. Boom. He signed up. I can just drag him right over there. Guess what? Lindsay said, no, I'm not getting started. I'm not interested. Cool. Next, Lisa. Lisa said, hey, I can get started, but I don't get paid till Friday. Guess what I can do? I can drag her to the getting started here and then set a follow-up. I can set a follow-up for Friday to make sure, find out what time she's going to be available. Let's say she said, hey, she can get started on Friday. I'll go to due date. Then I'll go to Friday. And then she said, oh, I can do it at 5 o'clock, right? 5 o'clock when I get home, I'll be ready to get started. Or 4:30 I get home, but by 5 I'll be ready. Okay, great. 5 minutes before is going to remind me. Boom, I just got a due date. That's a reminder for me, okay, on May 8th. Let's say somebody, for example, let's see here. I normally would have more categories. I would have sent the presentation. I would have no. I will have signed up. I will also have maybe you have different packages, you can put what package they signed up for. And in those categories, I would know that, hey, they signed up. Now I need to get them through some getting started training. Because I don't care what business you're in, you need to make sure that you're doing some type of getting started training. So it's very important that, you utilize this every time somebody's in one of these, or in one of these lists, right? One of these lists. That means that you need to perform an action. If they're in this list, you need to perform follow-up. If they're in this list, I'm going to come back to that because that's actually a sneaky one. If they're in this list, they signed up, but now you got to get them started right. If they're in this list, I know I need to set a due date, 1, but 2, on that date, I need to get with them to follow up with them to get them started. Okay, so you can kind of see how this is. If they're in this list, there's somebody I haven't reached out to yet that I popped up in my mind that I may need to follow up with. And here's the great thing about this. Let's say years and years down the line, something happens with your opportunity, right? It happens, right? You decide that you want to build something else. You have a list of prospects you've been working with right in front of you. There's no need to make a list because your list is right here, right? The people you follow up with. Now, obviously, if you just peek them on Facebook or somewhere out in town and they're not interested or don't want to see a presentation, there's no point in putting them on here. You can make a list for peeked and said no if you want to, but I only put people on here that either I haven't peeked that I want to, that way I can keep track of it, or people that actually requested, hey, it's cool to send me a presentation, and then I can put them in that sent and then put them through the funnel. So what this is doing here, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, the fortune is in the follow-up. If you learn how to utilize this, if you learn how to use this tool consistently, that's the key. Just to use it for a week, a month, it won't help you. But if you consistently utilize this tool, you will not have a problem following up. Now, my recommendations. First, let me share this with you. The no column. I was going to tell you about that. The no column is people that said no, because you got to realize when people say no, it's no, not right now. The no column is people you can follow up with 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, 120 days from now and say, hey, I know you said no back 90 days ago, but I wanted to let you know all the success we're having and see if you're still interested in the opportunity. If so, hey, do you want to take a second look? Do you want to possibly see how you can reach success with this as well? So that no column is very, very valuable. Most people, when people say no to them, oh, they're out the window. Those people are out the window. Those people are gone, right? That's what most people do. But instead of doing that, no, take advantage of that. What you're doing on here is you're creating a list that has the ability, sorry, disappeared there for a second, that has the ability to be utilized later. You have full control and full knowledge of your business. But what this does as well, I like to always have people be accountable. It shows your lack of performance. Let me say that again. It shows your lack of performance. So if you have a whole bunch of people over here that are in the peak column, right? Nobody's here in the sent presentation. Hey, you need to peak some more people, right? You need to actually get in action mode of peaking more people. You have a bunch of people in this sent presentation mode, in the sent presentation field, but you have nobody anywhere else. Well, guess what, buddy? You need to follow up more. So what this tool does is truly allows you just to be accountable in your business, helps you to keep track in your business. It helps you to keep track of your business from anywhere because you can have this on your computer, you can have this on your phone, on the Trello app, both for Android and iOS. You have the ability to truly keep track of your business and truly make fortune from the follow-up, right? You truly could keep track of what's going on in your business. Now, I'm still kind of a pen and paper type guy. I still have paper lists. I still have books that have prospects in it. But this is a good way to keep track that you can have with you anywhere to where you can easily drag and drop. And you can do reminders. And there's so much more that I don't even use so many more features that you can use this for. And let's say you're doing network marketing and you're doing affiliate. I don't ever recommend to network marketing companies, but let's say you're doing affiliate marketing where you make one-time sale, right? You make money one time. You can make a new board for that. So you can have multiple boards, one for affiliate, one for MLM. If you're somebody that chooses to do multiple MLMs, you can have two boards. I don't recommend that, but whatever you want to use it for. It's a great, great tool to utilize for follow-up and prospecting and so forth and so on. So, ladies and gentlemen, the website's very easy, www.trello.com. So make sure you definitely check that out, trello.com, Trello. So make sure you check that out. It is a great, great tool that has allowed me to just have so much success recently. Like I said, I was using it for the last 2 years, but when I first was using it, I was playing with it. I didn't really use it every day, but make it a part of your daily method of operation. When you go to do your follow-up, when you go to do anything with prospecting, you pull up Trello and you get to work and you utilize it and you update it on a daily basis. If you do that, it's going to be a tool that can pay you very, very well. So again, I hope you got great value from that. Please like, comment if you're watching the replay, #replay. And also make sure you share because somebody on your team could possibly get great value from this. Maybe you have a follow-up process that works, but somebody on your team will see this and be like, oh my God, I've been looking for this. And all of a sudden they rank up because their follow-up process has now become next level. So with that said, again, I am so excited that now you have the ability to truly possibly use this tool to level up your business. Anything I can provide value where you have the ability to level up your business, it gets me excited because I want to see people succeed all over, across the industry, across different industries, across different companies. I am all about making people better for having met me and providing proper value to help people level up. So my wish for you is that you go out there, you utilize this to level up, you utilize this to share with others and help them to do the same, and you make the rest of your life the best of your life. Take care. God bless.